Welcome to Solved and Unsolved Mysteries of the Bible. I'm Dick Baker, your narrator. This is all about Bible archaeological discoveries, mostly in the Holy Land in Israel, but sometimes in neighboring countries. Today, though, we are in a very famous place, but are digging up something that's been totally incredible. We are up in Megiddo, and they have discovered a number of years ago a Roman legion camp. If you look in my playlist, you will find a section called Treasure Hunt. You'll find the first story on this under Megiddo and the Mosaic. And that's just a piece of this. So let's get right into the story, though. Here's an aerial shot of the Jezreel Valley. A huge, complete Roman-era military camp has been found near Megiddo. And once again, here is where Megiddo is. And this is actually Megiddo itself, up on top of that hill, and down to the upper right. You can see the visitor center where people park, and then they can walk up to there. And this was the city. Megiddo has been the most destroyed and rebuilt city in the Bible. And as you get into there and visit in the lower areas, you will see an altar to Baal, and then you can see the strata, the different layers of the civilization up the wall. And they are just numerous. So it's no wonder that when Rome was ruling, that they would want to be in the same type of location that Megiddo was, and so they built it real close to this fortress. And Megiddo was the outpost city that could see the enemy coming, and was the first defense coming down through the Jezreel Valley. So Rome took that same position. The road down below with all the vehicles is Route 66. Yes, they have a Route 66 in Israel. So this gives you a better shot of things. It includes buildings and roads and belonged to the Roman 6th Legion, who stood against the Bar Kokhba revolt. And we have dates of this a little bit later on. It's after the time of Christ in the 167 era AD. You can see the road goes right by it, but that which is covered by tent are oftentimes the more intricate type of work that's going on. And oftentimes pieces of pottery get put back together there. But take a good look, and they already have the entrance road into the fort. They've started to uncover that. Here's a better shot of it. And do you see the road coming? And then all of a sudden you start seeing barracks and stables that are roped off. Massive pieces of rock. Now you get a broader view, because if you look now beyond that to the upper left, look how far back that goes. It is the only permanent base camp of Roman legionnaires discovered in Israel. They came to stay. Close-up of a roped-off area tells us they are still busy in their digging and putting together what this was. The 1,800-year-old site, which has been the subject of several seasons of excavations, is now known to be a huge, complete camp. It's not something you find every day. It's very rare and important, Dr. Yotam Tepper, lead archaeologist, explained. The most recent finds have been the remains of the Vita Praetoria, the main road through the camp. That's what we've been looking at. And here's a closer up view. And while they would bring the road right down the center, you can see that they would be building the walls of where the soldiers would sleep, where the horses would be kept. Also discovered was a semicircular shaped podium and stone paved area around a monumental building. So all of a sudden now you see that which is propped up, it's starting to take the form of a semicircle. They're just getting underway with that. The permanent military base housed over 5,000 soldiers of the Roman Legio Sixth Ferrata, known as the Sixth Ironclad Legion, for over 180 years, from 117 to 120 to around 300 A.D., the Israel Antiquities Authority said. This gives you an idea of how a regular, it's like a blueprint for a Roman military camp. Do you see the Via Praetoria to the far right, down in the center? And so right there through that gate coming in there, that's where they've started. And then you can see all around their cavalry, etc. That would be their horses. The Sixth Legion had a storied, centuries-long history in Roman annals and fought against Judean and Jewish forces during both the Jewish War in 66 to 73 A.D. and the Bar Kokhba revival in the 135 to 136 A.D. era. The complete city was underground in a wheat field. So modern-day GPR, that's ground-penetrating radar, made this discovery. Not all buildings appeared to be complete, as some stones were removed during the Byzantine and Islamic periods. What they would do is if they needed a piece or some rocks for their home, for their buildings, they would come take these. It's interesting, though, that the radar picked that up already. So here's a wheat field, of course. And this is sort of the beginning of what the radar would pick up. You see the depth? Do you see buildings starting to take place? Entrance to it, the camp in the upper left. The excavation uncovered coins, parts of weapons, pottery sherds, and glass fragments, as well as extremely large quantities of roof tiles. So here's some of the pot, but what I want to get to in a minute here are the roof tiles. There's more on them in a second. Notice the underground, their water system. The roof tiles, some of which were stamped with the Sixth Legion stamps, were used for various purposes, for roofing buildings, paving floors, and coating walls. So now all of a sudden, do you see what color the roofs were? You can see that in the roofing tile. It's got that red, that deep red look. The technology and know-how, the building techniques, and the weapons that the Legion brought with it from the home country are unique to the Roman army, reflecting specific Roman imperial military footprints, Tepper said in the IAA press release. Future plans for this incredible find include annexing the area into the Megiddo National Park. That has the old Bible Megiddo, the place that's Armageddon. It's unbelievable that they found this there. And so this is basically on its property, and or that which part of it is not. They would work to annex that. And then they would put all of this under that one title, the Megiddo National Park and it would be cared for. Think of the tourist attraction then that people would have. Well, what's it going to look like? Only time will tell. And so this is my second report, or actually it's the first update, and my second report on this find at Megiddo. And after a period of time, I'll be checking back and seeing, and I'll try to update us here on progress. So in the meantime, I thank you for listening in. I encourage you to go look this up on the sites. You'll see many of the same pictures, of course, but you might learn something that I didn't have to share. And may God bless you, and I'll see you next on our Solved and Unsolved Mysteries.